This episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn is made possible by our generous patrons, like Omega Cat, Comet, and D. Jones. You can support the show as well by pledging to our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you. This is Speakers of Hydaelyn. Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 34. I am Lukile Bravestone, and I am joined by Orange Caramel and, if I can get to it, Maela Vanadar. Woo! Sorry about the technical difficulties as usual. As you can see, we've redecorated a little bit. Hopefully things will go smoother today. We have a lot to talk about, especially, we still have to talk about the stuff that happened during FanFest. There was a live letter, and there was also a Q&A session. There's also a deeply troubling rumor going around that we have to talk about. And we're also going to discuss a little bit about the Samurai and Red Mage issue, I guess. That both of them being DPS, how is this going to affect DPS queues? First, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the Patreon campaign that we just launched. You can join, or you can pledge to our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. I think this should work. Anyway, so if you want to pledge to that, please do. There's lots of information on our Patreon page. Okay. And also the great discussion today is about the Mog Station. Is the Mog Station damaging the game? That's a bit controversial discussion to take. But you can already now, if you're watching this live, you can vote. And we will look at the results after. I hope this works. Yeah, there we go. Okay. First thing we're going to talk about is the Q&A session. A lot of questions were asked during that session. This was during FanFest. Of course, the umbrella question was asked. Someone asked if umbrellas were going to be implemented in the game. This also touches slightly a little bit on the Mog Station discussion that we're doing later, but there was a question specifically about the parser. Now, I don't have the actual notes here, but what he said basically was, Yoshi P, I mean, that they didn't want to add a parser that would, because he said that obviously people just want the parser that shows their DPS and not necessarily everyone else's. But his reasoning was that if you do that, people will know that you have the tool and they will ask you, how much are you parsing? What is your DPS? Is Orange muted again?
Hello? You hear me, guys?
No.
Hello?
You should be. I think it's just becoming a meme. Also, it does seem like our chat is not working today. That's a problem from that's Streamlabs problem. I can't see the chat on the actual stream. Sorry guys, sorry about that. Maela, can you speak? I just have to hear if you're here as well.
Hello.
Okay, you're there. Nice. Okay. So he talked about this, and if they released a parser, they people would reverse engineer it and make it so that
I don't think so.
Well, that's what he said. He said.
But we need it. We need it for people who raid. It's a very basic thing to
need something.
Think.
Free-to-play MMOs have them.
That's true.
Built in.
Yeah, true. But
a lot of MMOs have an add-on support feature.
True. Yeah. Also, that's like a weird thing. Remember when they talked about releasing the API, like allowing people to build, to create third-party stuff, like anything for the game, like add-ons. They sort of went back on that, and we all know that it's probably because of the consoles having like the PC having an unfair advantage over the consoles. Now, what he said about the parser, though, was that they were working on something. He said it was something never before seen in an MMO. I was a bit confused by what he meant by that, though. He said something to the likes of, you wouldn't see your actual numbers, but you could see like how you're improving.
Could
but
be like
we can, kind of see that now. I mean, the numbers on the left corner, right?
Yeah, that's like the threat.
That's
the threat meter.
That represents the position of the arrow, right? So, even if there are some skills that the one the Bard has, I cannot remember right now.
What do you mean?
Quelling strikes.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. That kind of represents the aggro, not entirely, but why do they want to add a new one? It's like very dumb.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You mean like the tiny bar that's on the party list.
Tiny bar.
Yeah,
and the number, of course.
Yeah, and of course, yeah. But he didn't want to talk about it. Like in true Yoshi P fashion, he made it sound like it was like a groundbreaking stuff that he didn't want to talk about. Not too hyped for that, because what we really want is a parser. That's all we want. But he said that that's not happening ever, apparently. Well, he said, no, actually, I'm going to correct myself, sorry. He said at the end that maybe in the future.
Why not now? It's pointless.
When it was a nicer place.
Yeah.
What if they only add it for SoH?
Yeah, that could.
Yeah, I guess that like in the Savage mode
because
only.
That's
yeah,
where you want to check your DPS.
Yeah, because you don't want people to parse you in like Totorak.
Obviously. Well, some of them, I remember some people complaining about DPS in low level dungeons, like the 32 one, Brave Fox.
Yeah,
Brave Fox. I remember that one being a guy. There was a guy who complained about bar DPS because he was only auto attacking. He was new, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that there is already a parser out there, and everyone knows which one I'm talking about. So it's So I mean, this is more for console players. There's no way for them to use a parser. So if you want to do endgame rating and want to parse on your own console, sucks to be you. So another question they got was, will the slots for gardens/houses be increased as well? And what they said was not at this time. So they said that increasing the inventory space of the house was much easier because it's in an instance. If you increase the gardening slots on the outside in a neighborhood or a ward, that's a lot more items being added and that you have to process at once. So he said no. pretty straightforward. So the housing, like the gardening, I feel like the gardens of the housing is like that's very restricted. Although the garden plots on like houses and small houses like cottages are already very small, to be honest. But I do feel like it's a little bit like, how many slots are there? 30?
20, isn't it? Or maybe
20, maybe. Yeah, I can't quite remember, but it's something like that.
With it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you want like flowers around, you're shit out of luck if you want to build like a really complex flower garden.
They limit the flowers, though, don't they? That it's like you're only allowed 5 of these.
Oh, really?
On your plot or something like that for some types of flowers. And and especially for those Firefly baskets that they released for whatever world event it was.
Oh yeah, hashtag PS3 issues, PS3 limitations. Okay, not much to talk about, but there was one question that I thought was really good, where like the person who asked the question literally got wrecked by Yoshi P. And it's like a weird fucking question too. He asked if, and there was a lot of those, but he asked if it was possible, because he liked a lot of the fights in the main scenario, but he was sort of bummed out that you could only do them once. So he asked if it was possible to do them again. And Yoshi P was like, make a new character.
But I believe someone has made that question before. I'm pretty sure.
They've asked them before?
Yeah, in a previous question and answers show. And he said that he asked the guy why will he want to repeat those battles. And he literally said that they were fun, and and I remember Yoshi P saying that he would talk to the developing team, and they will think a way to implement it. But now I think it's pretty clear. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about what I'm saying. That question was asked before.
Yeah, it might be. I just can't. I usually block out those questions because they're just too dumb for me. But
there is one that I like a lot, and it's the when you're representing Ishgard in the Grand Company. What's it called, Brawl?
Oh yeah.
The melee.
You fight against Robin. That one is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on, I just have to fix the chat. Jesus, where am I? So that's not happening yet.
Nope.
But it did sound like it was pretty final there. Like, that's not gonna happen. I don't see why they would do that, to be honest. He's like, quest flags, all that shit. There's a lot of... Why would they do that? Okay, the good question. Since 3.0, the difficulty of the game seems to be lower with more focus on things like glamour and casual aspects. Can we hope for more difficulty in 4.0? This is like almost like a meme in Heavensward, because people keep saying it. And people seem to have forgotten that like when Alex Savage came out, like people lost their shit. Like raid groups disintegrated, and everyone complained that it was too hard. And when Coil was running, people said that Coil was too easy. What do you guys think about this? Is it easier, or is it harder, or is it just the same as a
Are we talking about SoH? I mean,
we're talking about the game in general, like the content released.
50 dungeons, in my opinion, are quite mechanically interesting, whereas Heavensward ones haven't been that great. The leveling dungeons were harder than the 60 dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's an eye level thing, I think, but still.
Yeah.
Remember Seltriver before the nerf? That was really hard. I remember a lot of people failing at it. Like,
all the
time. I believe it got nerfed.
The Vault.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember that.
I can say that the difficulty of the expert dungeons have been lowered a lot. I don't like the difficulty we have now. It's really trivial to play them. When I'm playing as a scholar in the expert dungeons, I just turn on my cleric stance and let my pet heal and do all this stuff, and it's really possible. You don't even have to heal anything.
Yeah. It's,
very easy.
But like when A Realm Reborn was launched, do you remember anything like was like I can remember the level.
Double keep was too hard in 2.0.
Brave Flux was very hard.
Yeah,
Brave Flux was hard. I remember it.
Yeah.
And what's the one with the bees that do final sting?
Oh yeah,
Khan, Sunken Temple of Khan. That one was very difficult.
That one got nerfed too. That one was awful.
I miss it.
Why we need, that's when we need like a new difficulty of dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
We need Savage 4, man. Yeah, we need Savage 4, man.
Exactly. exactly.
That would be fun. So basically, according to Yoshi P, though, it seems like it's pretty much the same level as A Realm Reborn, although they did try to make it harder, like the Savage content I'm talking about now. He was focusing entirely on Savage, which I feel was sort of deflecting the question a little bit. But I don't know. I haven't really felt any massive difference. Although Glamour, as they said, there is a lot more focus on glamour in Heavensward, but
definitely,
you're focusing a lot on glamour.
But most MMOs do that nowadays, though, don't they?
Really?
Well, I mean, at the end, like, there are a lot of glamour options in MMOs today. That's what people want. They want the newest, coolest outfit to wiggle around in.
But Alexander itself, though, has definitely gotten easier throughout each patch. I mean, Gordius was the one that broke apart.
Gordius is the first one, right?
Gordius was the first one.
Yeah,
but
Gordius
is fairly straightforward.
I'm going to say it again. Reddit. There were a lot of people in Reddit saying that AE3S broke a lot of static groups because it was too difficult and it was not fun. So
that was the problem with Gordius. Like they cranked the difficulty up, but they didn't really make it fun or interesting to learn it. And then they released Midas, which was like way lower in difficulty, and then they released Creator, which was even easier because wasn't that one beat in like a couple of days?
The first day.
2 days.
The first was it first day? Or was it 2 days?
Maybe 1 day and a half. I don't know.
It was something like that. It was very fucking quick.
But Creators hit a much better spot in terms of funness. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, totally.
So if they make it that fun, but crank it back up a little bit in difficulty, they're on something. Like March.
But I still believe that there are a lot of spread and stack mechanics. They have to think of new ones.
Yeah, but one thing that I just realized is, look at the casual rates that I call them, like the 24-man rates. The difficulty there is different from A Realm Reborn. Definitely. Like when we did like Crystal Tower and well, I guess
World of Darkness. World of Darkness was really hard, and you have a video of it in YouTube where
Whitefest.
Let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that up. But okay, fine. World of Darkness was hard.
Yeah, that was really hard when it came out.
But I feel like Void Ark was boring from the get. Like, sorry, but I feel like Void Ark was boring.
It's not great.
Oh, Void Ark. Okay.
Yeah. But Mach and Dunscath, they're really good, and they have high difficulty. Comparing that to Circus Tower and World of Darkness, I mean, you can't really compare the I feel like the newer 24-man rates are way more difficult than the previous ones.
Yeah.
I would say Mark is easily the number one.
Yeah, Ozma is like, if you don't know Ozma,
But the good point is that they are fun. That's what I like about them.
Yeah.
The only one besides the first one, Labyrinth. I never liked that one. Only the last boss.
Yeah.
I still don't like Void Ark.
No, me neither. I've never liked Void Ark. I felt like it was. I don't know what it is.
The third boss is the only one that can save.
Yeah.
But the fat one, and with the tentacles, I was thinking, that one is okay. But the others are really boring, especially the first one. The first one is.
Yeah. Maela, you don't like Dunscath, do you?
Nope.
Why?
Wow, really?
The mechanics are just... It's Califisteri 3 times throughout the whole dungeon. Like carbon copy of that fight.
I also want to say that I'm like, really? And I've only played once.
Oh, wow.
The first time it was quite fun, but no, it's too similar to the old one. It's too similar to the Mark, but they haven't managed to hit the fun spot of it. Mark is such a good dungeon. Like, the first time we ran it to the 10th time we ran it, it's always been great. But Dunscath is, it's just the same. The boss goes untargetable. Ads come out. You kill the ads. It goes back. It does the mega attack. Repeat. It's just the same.
I guess
they're all the bosses are very similar.
What I didn't like.
I only liked Diabolos Hollow.
Yeah.
What I didn't like in Dancecade was the design of the environment.
I quite liked the design, but I didn't like the music.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I didn't really like Void Ark either. I don't like that purple theme they're going.
Yeah,
like it reminds me of a purple Amdapor Keep. Like I didn't like Amdapor Keep. So it was like, yeah, that's why I liked
very similar to Void Ark.
Yeah, it is.
I don't mind that.
On the other hand, Match is really different and it looks cooler.
Well, I guess like the reason why I understand why Dancecade looks like Void Ark is they're the same sort of environment, but still, lore-wise, it makes sense. But it's just I don't like it. I just I don't know what it is, but I just don't like the aesthetic.
How is the storyline, by the way? Is it good?
It's okay.
So.
Comparing to the 2.x, the Crystal Tower.
Oh no, I prefer the Crystal Tower one way over that one. Although
you're not a fanboy.
No, well, I mean, it's just I liked Crystal Tower storyline better. that's all. Okay. Also because you know that I have like a fetish for Alligans, like everything Alligan, I love. Okay, so let's move on then to patch 3.55. We learned some new stuff there. Bit sad news in a way. Patch 3.55, which is slated for this Tuesday. It's gonna be split, not into 2 but into 3. No wait, it's 2 plus the part 2, which is now has a name. Okay, let me read out here. Patch 3.55A, patch 3.55B, and quite surprisingly, patch 3.56. That's part 2. Patch 3.55A releases on Tuesday the 28th of February. Oh, I've actually written 2.55B. I was about to say, like, I have to read from the paper so I don't say 2. Fuck, I even wrote it down. 3.55B expected a week later. Or so. They weren't entirely, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the week after. The first part of the patch, like, the reason why they had to split it was because of the diadem.
Yay!
Yay! Diadem strikes again.
It's going to be a total.
It's already broken and it's not released.
It's gonna
be
great.
The reason it got delayed is because it's not fun enough.
No, well, according to him, they found a game-breaking bug that they didn't have time to fix.
That's what
you could get 2 pieces of loot in a week.
To believe, but it's not the real truth.
Are you sure? Like, I feel like
I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to keep an open mind, although Diadem can only get so fun, you know. But I feel like we have to give it a chance.
I'm going to give it a chance.
The only sad thing though is that you're like, oh wow, get 2 patches, but the other patch is literally just the diadem. The first patch is where all the other stuff is, and one of those things is this new Chloe knockoff, Slowy, whatever.
I'm looking forward to that the most.
Yeah, I still don't quite get what this is. Like
another reputation thing with the NPCs.
Yeah, like do you gather and deliver specified? Is it like scripts?
Yeah, you even get scripts for it.
So it's just a glorified script system.
But they promise glamour rewards, so I'll see if they make good on it.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, let's hope
everything's glamour. What if it is a modified version of a 16 months?
Oh god.
Oh, well, that would be something. The new map for PvP is being released. It's in the Shroud somewhere, it seems. For those of you that care about PvP or the Feast. What else was there? Didn't even write it down because I'm so professional. Jesus, what else was it, Orange? You remember?
The 2 world records that Final Fantasy.
No, don't jump ahead. What else is coming in the patch?
Oh, you mean the relic nerf?
Oh yeah, relic nerf is coming,
and the next step of it, yeah.
How far have you come on your relic, Maela?
I'm on 6 out of 10 of the rune bits. I just can't be bothered, but I was hoping to do it this because I've got a 4-day weekend.
Oh yeah. It's
Maybe Monday. Waste my free time.
Yeah, like light farming, I just can't do it either. It's like the worst part I feel about the light farming is the fact that it's not like a static value. Like there are windows that it changes. So
yeah,
I've never liked that with light farming, and like that there's no like system in place in the game to tell you where to go. Like you have to like, oh, where's the where should I go?
Let's check Reddit.
Yeah, let's check the live thread on Reddit. Yeah, I've never liked that, but I guess with the nerf, they're going to nerf this step as well, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
They're going to nerf the 2.4 step.
Okay, so
2.4. Good. Wow.
Moment.
Finally
getting that.
I've been struggling with the
Zodiac.
the materia step.
Finally, you don't have to get so many Alexandrites anymore. You said 2.4 orange. That's why we're laughing.
Why did I say that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, you know the one that I said.
Yeah.
That I meant.
Yeah.
Umbrite?
High level step.
Yeah, I think it's the Umbrite step that's being nerfed because that one wasn't touched last time, was it?
The one
the one after Umbrite was easy.
Singing clusters and that shit.
That one took just a week or so.
Yeah, still a very stupid step. Like
the reason that they are not nerfing the light farming is because they want you to keep something to do in the game before the Stormblood. That's the reason. Otherwise, what would you do if you have done everything else?
Yeah.
Start a new can.
Yeah. As you can probably tell, we are not big fans of the relic quests.
I like the idea of it, but the steps just...
Is there any fun of it?
No. There is no fun involved. Okay. Now...
Proto-Ultima Battle.
Proto-Ultima Battle is the one that's also coming with... Is that coming with 3.55? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the 24-man trial.
Would be good.
Yeah, dropping eye level 270 accessories. So that's pretty good. I'm looking forward to that because we don't have anything like that in the game. So,
but the question is it one per week? Like everything in this game.
I'm gonna guess yes, because although I don't really see the why, because it's so easy to get 270 now. Well, I mean, there's still a lockout on the casual raids as well, but still, I don't know.
270. The only way to get accessories is upgrading the 261s or SoH.
Yeah.
So it's good that they are adding a new way to get them.
I guess.
I'm also looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like a fun fight, and those that were on FanFest.
It was very unexpected when we were doing the coverage of the Japanese one. Was it the Japanese one? No.
Yeah, it was.
Tokyo, that was in September.
Yeah, we were.
No.
We were. No, it was less.
It was the North American one because Lonigan was with us.
Yeah, right. We were covering it, and we got really confused when they suddenly switched to that.
And fight. I was playing Aaand Bale in the meantime.
Speakers of Hydaelyn quality there, guys. Okay, so still no word on when patch 3.56 will release.
What a total mess of numbers.
It's sometime in March, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no idea.
We don't have an actual date. Quite surprisingly, though, there was right after the live letter, they announced that Final Fantasy XIV had won 2 world records, which was, I mean, we have to talk about the guy that that presented those world records. Did you guys notice him? Because I mean, you should have noticed him because first of all he had a man bun, and secondly, did you see his face when
he was very sweet.
No,
when he handed the award? Let's pretend that this is the reward, and he handed the reward like this. Wait, and then he had like a smirk. And he stood like that forever while they took the picture, and it was really awkward. Like, he had done this so many times before, you could tell. But yeah, he was like my favorite thing to laugh at that point. But they won one for the longest credit screen in an MMO.
And I will repeat it again. Is that a thing to be proud of?
Well, it's the backstory is special because it's because of the 1.0 legacy players playing at the end. It lasted for a whopping 90 minutes. That's a fucking long credit scroll. And also they won the world record for most original music in an MMO at 380, wasn't it? Or 87? 80? I can't remember the number, but it was 300 something. And then Final Fantasy won a world record for the most prolific RPG franchise in the world. And it didn't say how many titles it was, but I zoomed in. I did some journalism research, and I zoomed in on the actual award, and it said 87 titles. 87.
And 3 of them are 13.
RPG franchise, right?
Yeah, like that's like
because I was thinking about like Super Mario, and that is way too more bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's an RPG, obviously.
Do you think it includes the 11 expansions?
Probably. Like, it has to. Like, and all the spin-offs, like every single spin-off that's...
And thanks to 13, of course.
Thanks of course. 13 has a big spot there. And all, like, the mobile ports, like, all that shit, like, probably all that is included here. Do you think... No, Kingdom Hearts does not count there, because that's, like, a completely different series. Okay, so that was a bit of a weird part of the whole thing. Now there was also like a tiny bit at the end. This was part of I think it was part of the press conference at the beginning. I just wanted to sneak that in because this is a little sweet little tidbit. When Koji Fox worked on Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, his son was born like while they were working on it. And so he didn't get to spend as much time with him. So as like an homage to his son, he put his name in the game. It's like an Easter egg. So I found him. He is in the Moraby dry docks in Lower Lenosha. If you go to the port, there's like a pier that like there's a dungeon entrance on the right side. On the left side, where there's absolutely nothing, there's a man standing at the far end of it. If you go there, he says, "I have a son," and Isaac is his name, or something like that. He says something like that. Yeah. That's just like a tiny little references. I thought that was pretty cute. Okay, so now let's get into some worry. That's what we're good at here. Let's worry. Because we, as you all know, Samurai is a DPS. And we talked about this in the previous episode. But let's try to elaborate a little bit more about how they're going to solve this whole deal. Because now we have a Red Mage DPS and we have a Samurai DPS. Yet, Yoshi P is not worried. How, like, he promises that they're going to change, like, they're going to make so many changes to tanks and healers that the tanks and healers won't want to leave their class behind to play Samurai or Red Mage. I'm not so sure. Like, what do you think? Like,
how is it going to work in a game like this?
Yeah, like, because, I mean, these yeah.
The only thing I just asked for is that they fucking change the 1, 2, 3 rotation. Mm-hmm. Because all the 3 tanks have that same rotation.
Yeah.
Like, the 150, 200, 200, and 280 or 300. Like, that rotation is the same for the 3 tanks.
Yeah.
I want them to feel different when you play them. Like, that's the reason that maybe tanks are not as attractive as the PS are, maybe.
But what would you want them to change then, specifically with, let's say, tank? What would make you choose tank over the new job Samurai?
You mean to make a player choose tank over the new jobs?
Mm-hmm.
That's impossible.
It's impossible.
That's impossible. You know all the hype for Red Mage and Samurai.
Yeah.
There is at the moment, so it's impossible.
Yeah, I'm struggling to see the logic here, but
The people who want to level up Red Mage and Samurai at the launch of the expansion is going to have a really, really, really bad time queuing for 50 and 50 dungeons. Like that gap between 50 and 60 is going to be a pain to get into dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Palace of the Dead.
Yeah.
That is.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point, because Palace of the Dead you can join with whatever class you want.
So a new expansion is coming out, and
it's got a new deep dungeon.
You're going to this fucking Palace of the Dead.
They are introducing a new deep dungeon for Stormblood.
Yeah, they are. There is a new deep dungeon coming, so
or 4.0.
Yeah.
Well, 4 something.
Yeah, something. So we don't know yet, but
bullshit.
Probably not coming with
Yeah.
probably not coming with 4.0, but maybe like a later patch.
I'm going to laugh at the fucking players doing Palace of the Dead while I'm leveling my level 60 job and enjoying new content. Like, hello there, how are you enjoying Palace of the Dead? Like killing endless mobs and brain. Oh yeah. I'm just going to Toma. Bye. I'm going to have fun of.
Well, I mean, if you want, yeah. I mean,
I'm not going to do fucking Palace of the Dead.
Yeah. I'm still like, I see, because what's gonna happen, like, on launch day, in my eyes, is that everyone's gonna go and unlock either Red Mage or Samurai. I'm going probably to unlock Red Mage, but I am just going to unlock it because I'm not going to level that. I want to level my main class first. We talked about this in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Most people, I think, and I think this is what Yoshi P and crew has had in mind, is that most people will want to level their main class first, maybe because they have a raid team, they have to make sure that they're up to speed on their class, and I think that's what they're thinking. But when I'm not, like, when I need a break from leveling my main class, I probably want to play Red Mage or Samurai. And so are other people going too. So, I don't know.
But not at the release of the expansion. That's, like I said, it's very...
One thing to note, though, is that the jobs are only unlockable at level 50. Which means that new players that join the game because of Stormblood, they won't be able to play it from the get-go. They have to actually level another class. So maybe... To 50, yeah, to unlock them. Not 30, like they did with Machinist and Nestor Lotion and Dark Knight. So, although you had to actually unlock Heavensward content to get there, so you would actually have to level to 50 to get into Ishgard. But still, I'm a bit worried. I'm I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess, but
that I won't have to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, you're a tank, so you're just gonna you're gonna level to 70 first on your tank, I guess.
I don't know if this is a bit random, but I don't know if you guys have this feeling, but I want to be the first one in the free company to level up to 70.
What the fuck? Of course you do. Of course you do.
And with Heavensward, one free company member started playing with Machinist, and he overpassed me.
Yeah.
And I was a tank, and I got really salty about that in my heart.
Yeah, I remember
but I still love him. But this time, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be the first one.
Okay. Fine.
Are you gonna keep looking the cutscenes?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, because that's the thing, if you have to skip the cutscenes if you want to be real quick.
I'm just going to play 24/7.
I'm gonna take my time with Stormblood.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Also, let's hope that the next patch that follows 4.0 doesn't take like 5 months, like 5 months, like the.
Oh yeah, please no.
3.1 did.
Or at least give us a lot of content to be.
Orange, you're worrying for nothing. They're going to implement the diadem in 3.55B. So it's going to keep us occupied. Don't worry. Okay.
You're talking about the fucking diadem.
Yeah, I am. It's
the feature that I'm not going to say anything.
No,
else.
let's not talk about the diadem. We don't know how new diadem is going to be, so let's move on. There is a very worrying rumor going around. I don't know how to feel about it. There is a rumor going around that the dev team, Square Enix, is considering porting the game to the Nintendo Switch. And there's like massive alarm bells going off in my head. I'm losing all my papers in panic right now. We all know right now, we don't know, we know that the Switch is not powerful. It is not a powerful console.
It's not meant to be, though.
If they do this, there's not going to be any point in leaving the PS3 behind.
Exactly.
Because, obviously it has maybe a little more RAM than the WAM than the
dedicated WAM
than the PS3. But still, porting it to the Switch? Have you lost your mind? And enough. We only need one console now, please.
Yeah.
If you want
to... We'll have to see, but I still believe that PS3 is more powerful than Switch.
You think the PS3 is
more powerful? Because it's a fucking mobile console.
True. That's what worries me the most.
And the chip is a mobile one. It's so I'm still... I won't say 10%, 100% sure, but I'm still believe that PS3 is a bit more powerful. So there is no point. Unless they made a dedicated world for Switch players.
Still, it would be tapping resources from the development of the game. Yeah, it's like they're just wasting money on a platform that we don't really know much about. Do you think, so I personally think that the Switch is going to crash and burn. But if it doesn't crash and burn, the probability of them porting it to the Switch gets a lot higher. Because obviously they want as big a market as possible. And if they do that, I'm gonna have to wave goodbye to all my to the no zone dividers between areas, because they're probably gonna separate the city states into more zones. I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. It's
medium limsa.
I'm very worried about this. Medium limsa. Welcome to middle limsa middle decks. Yeah, no, let's just hope that that's just a rumor and that they're just playing with the idea like you would do if a new platform is introduced. Let's hope they don't go that far. What if in a year or so we'll look back on this episode and we'll be like, if only we knew. Here we are in Limsa middle decks. Oh boy, what a nightmare. Okay, let's move on to some questions from the previous episode before we go into the great discussion, which, by the way, is the Mog Station hurting the game? So make sure you check that out. I'm gonna give you the link again to the straw poll. You can vote right now before we start the discussion. Orange, did you find any?
I found two.
Okay, let's.
They are a bit weird.
Okay, let's do the weird questions.
They are not the questions I will ask.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, the first one is, well, that's not that bad. Are we going to
wait, Orange? Who is asking the question?
I forgot.
Fantastic.
Can I check real quick?
Didn't even note the names. Welcome. Just a question from out of the blue. We don't know.
I'll get them fast.
Every viewer is appreciated.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Because I'm very
You're
successful at my job.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Kirito Gale 100.
Okay.
Ask us, are we going to face this samurai person in the trailer like we faced the Warrior of Darkness in 3.x?
Oh, that's a good question, I guess. But did we fight? Wait, I'm a little bit confused. Does this person? Okay, no, but the person in the trailer is the Warrior of Light, right? That was confirmed at FanFest.
But the person in Heaven's Roar trailer was also the Warrior of Light, and he.
I guess, but I don't know. I think like if that's the case, then it would be the Warrior of Darkness, I suppose. We've already. I don't think we're going to meet that. I'm a little bit confused by that question, actually. No, the answer is no. I don't think we're going to fight him. Do you?
I don't know. I don't think we're fighting him. I think they've learned how to not fuck up stories, and like they did with the Warriors of Darkness, because the ending was a bit meh.
Yeah.
So we are not. I think we are not facing that samurai. I think. Yeah. I won't say anything else.
Okay. Next.
I'm still finding the name of the other person who.
Professionalism.
I don't think we will be able to. No, I don't know where he is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get the question. Whoever sent this question, I'm sorry. Orange. Orange is orange. That's all I can say.
You only told me to retrieve the question, not
right.
the person who asked it.
Okay.
Well, I think it's very easy to answer. The patch we are in now, Yugiri agreed to help the Orsons with the Guardian Griffin issue, right? So,
is that the question?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Orange, did you?
The person was asking if Yugiri agreed to help the Orson with the Guardian Griffin issue.
God, yeah, she did, didn't she? She did appear on the airship.
I think she went to the How was it called?
Already forgotten the lore. This is the level we're at.
the Gridania area where you meet with the free company, the Frank company.
She did offer her help. She offered her help there.
She offered, yeah.
So yeah, that is the answer to that. Okay. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, any questions you want to ask in the comments. If you're watching it live,
I'll do it right for the next episode. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to the great discussion then. The topic of this discussion is the Mog Station hurting the game? Now, let me clarify. The issue at hand here is the Mog Station seems to be growing quite a bit, and in a short time we will get. Will we get it with the launch? The jump potions, by the way, I'm not entirely. I can't.
They didn't say anything new.
Haven't had any confirmation yet, but with
those should be wanted to. But we don't know anything new.
It did sound like it was going to happen.
Or very close to the release date.
2 different potions. One that skips the main story. One that levels you to 60. No, was it 60? Sorry, I burped on stream. That's very professional. To level 60, I think. In addition to that, you have all the glamour gear, Fantasias. Does this harm the game, Orange? Do you feel like
no?
Okay, so it doesn't.
Short answer, no.
Short answer, no. I would love to hear your long answer. Why? Because okay, I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Long answer, no, but. So, do you want?
No.
Do I say it?
No bots. Oh yeah, go on.
No bots.
Okay, go on.
Okay, no bot. They are adding a lot of content to the Mog Station that should be obtainable in game. I know that the stuff that they are adding to the Mog Station doesn't hurt the game because it's only fantasy potions, costumes, like hairstyles. But why don't they add it to the game instead? And the Mog Station remains to only other Final Fantasy stuff titles, like a cloud costume or that kind of content. But I'm very pissed off because they are adding a lot of well, not a lot, all of the past events stuff, like the Christmas one, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, that should be often able to in game.
Yeah.
Because why would you pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
I know that people would, but
I mean, if you buy if you've done the event, you can buy these items from the Calamity Salvager, I believe, right?
Yes.
But if
but if you will only buy one furniture,
mm-hmm.
you will only get that one, and you won't be able to get more.
True.
And I think that should change. That should change because you have to pay, and we are already paying a monthly fee. A monthly fee. So
a monthly fee. Yeah.
Shut up! I'm just struggling with my tongue.
Yeah. The thing that. I mean, it's not a big issue at the moment in the game. That's not what we're saying here.
Exactly. Would be nice if you could get all holiday stuff every holiday. Like that should happen like that.
Yeah. I agree. Like the fact that they put seasonal items on the Mog Station when people already walk around with it that didn't pay for it. And also, this is a subscription-based game. So it is like, I feel like there's... so far in my mind, they haven't crossed the line yet. But the moment they start adding like lore breaking stuff, like we've seen in other games, where they might add like a car, or you know what I mean. Like if they do that, if they do that in Final Fantasy XIV, I'm out. You know, that's it. Because I'm not going to play a high fantasy game.
I just remembered what happened to the Final Fantasy XV event.
I hope we're not getting that car, because God forbid that's gonna break the lore harder.
Give us that car, please.
No. Oh God, no! Please,
4-man mount. Come on.
I don't want that car. Give us a 4-man mount. That's fine, but please don't be a car. Please.
Please make it fly too.
Oh God!
Please, come on.
Don't make it a car. No, I don't.
You really wanted to. You didn't want Yokai Watch, and you always wear that fucking watch.
You know what? The Yokai Watch is actually like I was making fun of it, and so I glamored it to my wrist just to like annoy people, because to me it's a little bit lore breaking to walk around with the Yokai Watch. But then I just kept it on, and now it's sort of become a part of my character. So it was a joke that went too far, I'm afraid. Yeah, I don't want the Regalia mount. No, that's where I pulled the line. But to be serious though, the Mog Station in its current form, in my eyes, is not hurting the game.
What I will do is only add mounts and pets.
Yeah.
All the costumes should be obtainable in game.
I agree.
That is what I will do. But still, I think they are just greedy, and it's a bad face to the players, but it's not damaging the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's there are like, because you have to remember, like, we're paying for the game as well. So I feel like if they add like a lot of exclusive shit in the Mog Station that we have to pay extra for, I feel like I'm being a little bit like, that's a little cheap.
But you know that they won't stop about this because people pay for it. I paid for the Chinese costume.
Yeah.
And I want the Korean one.
Yeah.
So, but I've only paid for that before.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal. As I said, the Mog Station is fine right now. And we already knew this when they introduced it, that this was going to happen. Like it was, and it's currently I'll give Square Enix credits. This hasn't gone too far yet, and I hope it stays that way.
But it's on its way.
No, I'm not seeing any danger signs yet. Although,
no, me neither.
The potions are rubbing me a little bit the wrong way, but still, because I feel like it's too soon. I think it's a little bit too soon, but it's okay. I'll let it slide. Now let's see what our.
What about you, Maela?
Oh yeah, Maela. I forgot you were here.
I forgot about him, but I didn't.
Is Mog Station breaking the game or damaging the game?
I would say in its current state right now, it's not damaging the game directly. I originally thought that the dies you could buy were the ones you could sell, but those aren't. They're the feather ones, so you can't make money from it, except for people sell like wedding.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Stuff and things like that, and that's for millions of gil. So that's slightly damaging it, but not completely. But I feel the direction it's going in, it will soon start harming the game. I'm firmly against the jumping potions, especially this early into the life cycle of the game. Once they add those, which they seem very fervent on doing so, I think then it's going to start going downhill. And where do they draw the line? Because in other MMOs, what do they add? Races? What if they had Vieira as a cash up only race?
Oh God, yeah.
What would happen then? Or
that would
really exclusive things.
Yeah, I see that one. Because we have to remember, this is and this is not stereotyping at all, but this is a Japanese company, and if you look at Japan's current gaming market, microtransactions is a really hot potato right now, and
well, not only in Japan.
No, in Asia in general.
I'd say mostly everywhere.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I feel like Asia's like standing, like really pushing it right now. While we in the West is like slowly implement. Although there are, believe me, there are Western games that really want to milk you. But so I feel like 14 has done really good in their like being modest in their cash shop. But let's look at how our viewers.
It doesn't be well, no.
Yeah, let's. Oh, whoa. Let's see here. This is. Here we go. 85% says no. 10% saying yes, and 5% is not sure. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how I feel as well. At the current, like, as it currently stands, the Mog Station is not harming us yet, but it could be in the future. Okay, so it's time to wrap up tonight's episode. Unless there's any final words, anything you want to talk about Orange before we move on to the last segment, which everyone is looking forward to. Okay, what?
I'm okay with the jumping potions.
You're okay. Yeah, we all know that. We all know that.
Well,
oh, Orange likes the jumping potions. We've already had this.
No,
discussion.
I don't like them. I think they are okay for people who don't have time to level up, which is the boring part of the game. That's all.
Yeah.
You can end the stream.
We're gonna end the stream. My cat is on the door. Time to wrap it up. Thank you for watching tonight's episode. Here is some food for thought again from the official forums, Final Fantasy XIV forums, on the subject of a new proposed class, Magitech. Hold on. Magitech Superhero is what we're looking at here. Okay, let's see here. We're having some technical difficulties again as usual. Here we go. I have an idea that would make a quick fav in the game. A fighter that uses Magitech skates with motors and propellants and 2 alchemy-based magic guns that shoot magical missiles in the style of Gun Kata, or whatever. Jet Set Radio Future and Gun Kata are my inspiration. I am also a real rollerblader, so I understand the mechanics and speed required to make this class work. Natural speed, evasion bonuses, and boost to sprint allocated with levels. Various cartridges can be equipped with elemental and status bonuses to shot magics. I received inspiration from our movie, Big Hero 6, the cute blonde girl chemist idea. She throws bubblegum grenades and other alchemies of different fireworks. It's most elite. I wear Valos, this superhero chemist. Square's suggestion box. Until next week.
Happy face.
Thank you for watching this episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn. Please remember to like this video if you did and subscribe if you want more of this. We're on Twitter at twitter.com/SpeakersXIV and Facebook at facebook.com/SpeakersXIV. Consider donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV, and if you want to watch our shows live, the episodes run every Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT and 4 p.m. PST. Thanks.